All right, I figured I'd just do a quick video here of, how my car drives for anyone that's curious to see what that's like. I know it's pretty hard for like shifting firmness and things like that to come through over video, but hopefully you can get a sense of how the car shifts, where it shifts, smoothness, things like that. But do a quick drive. One thing is I pretty much always drive with this thing in, with the shifter in S, so down in sport mode like that. Just like the way it shifts a little better. The mapping there aligns a little better to how I like to drive. Regular drive is still pretty decent. My wife drives in that most of the time. It's super mellow. The throttle is a lot less sensitive. It still skips gears, so if you want to drive around just relatively mellow, still a super easy mode to drive in. That being said, shifter down in sport, still it's pretty easy to drive in. It does make it a little bit more aggressive, which sometimes can get old depending on what kind of traffic you're in or where you're at. But anyway, I'll just kind of show you what it's like just driving around. I use the shifters a little bit, or the paddles. Just kind of give a quick look at what this actually drives like. Hopefully this helps. well, there you go. Hopefully that gives you a good idea what this thing's like. You know, light throttle, medium throttle, full throttle, a little bit of everything there. You know, intentionally didn't say much just so you can hear the car and listen to how it sounds, how it shifts. My quick just review on the car in general, shifts great. Like I said in my post, I've had multiple tunes across multiple cars. You know, there's certain things about each of them that were great. They all had plenty of things that I didn't like. Across the board, this one has been solid. It's taken a little bit of back and forth to get there. So I mean, I wouldn't just go and say that everything was perfect right in the first revision. It was great. It was really close. Still took a little bit of back and forth to, you know, get things dialed in. I mean, everybody is different in terms of what they think the car should drive like, what they think is normal and comfortable. You know, I know some people really like firm shifts, and you know, I've had tunes that were like that. Personally, I didn't really enjoy the kick to the back and kind of that neck braking feel quite that much. I know some people do like that, and there's probably reasons for that. I'm sure with the right tires and the conditions, the car's probably faster shifting hard like that. But as a normal street driven car, just, you know, wanted something that was smooth, still shifted fast, still fun to drive, still had some, you know, some good pep to it. And all in all, this tune does a great job of that. So, you know, it's definitely smooth, it's fast. The car dynoed at about 695. That's as it's tuned right now, so it's running about 8 to 9 psi max is what I typically see all the way out at Redline. You know, that is with methanol injection on the car. But that being said, I'm only usually seeing between, you know, 15 maybe 17 degrees of timing on the max with this particular car. We've got 91 octane out here in Utah, so you know, there's a limitation there. But you know, with 91, with the methanol spraying, the way that I was able to get, you know, Daryl and, you know, have this car tuned up to accommodate that, drives well. You know, rarely see knock sensors pulling timing anymore. That was something I did run into initially, where just based on the fuel we had out here, I did see a lot of knock sensor activity. I think there's varying degrees of what, you know, people consider normal and what they're comfortable with on that. Personally, I saw it a little bit too consistently. So, you know, once again, Daryl was solid to work with. Whether it's right or wrong, you know, in terms of what most people would do, he did get me essentially a tune that had some reduced timing in it. I wish I was able to run the more aggressive of the tunes, but you know, did need to scale back the timing just to get things a little bit more aligned to the gas that we have out here. And since then, I will say the car's been great. Drives great, it's fun, and like I said, you know, overall, just the experience of driving it, pretty solid.